Have you ever found yourself really stressing and feeling anxious or worried or concerned about something particular in your life? And have you ever thought that I need to find the solution, I need to figure out this situation, I need to solve this problem in my life? I hope today's devotional will encourage you to rethink how you're approaching those situations in life. Let's read from 1 Peter chapter 5. 1 Peter chapter 5. Starting in verse 6. Therefore, humble yourselves under the mighty hand of God, that he may exalt you at the proper time, casting your anxieties on him, because he cares for you. Have you considered that humility is essential to our relationship with God? And in those times where you feel overly anxious and stressed, worried, or concerned, have you ever thought that that is an opportunity for you to give things over to God? Peter here is writing to a group of Christians who are suffering immense persecution. And yet, even in that persecution, he encourages them to humble themselves so that God might be the one to exalt them. When we feel anxious or worried, we're really too inwardly focused. And God is giving us an opportunity to say, let go. Let me have control over this. And trust that I can solve this. Trust that I can take care of these issues. And also, note what he says in verse 7. Casting all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. God doesn't want us to be people who are trusting in ourselves. God doesn't want us to be people who are stressed, worried, or anxious about life situations or life's problems. And in fact, when we try to resolve those issues ourselves, we aren't trusting in God. But he says, I care for you. Give it to me and I will solve those issues. So the next time you find yourself in a situation where your first thought is to be overly anxious, worried, or concerned, where you think that you need to be involved in the solution, give it over to God. Humble yourselves before God and let him exalt you. That is exactly what God hopes we will do when we come to him in baptism. That we will be humble enough to admit we don't know everything, to know that we cannot save ourselves, and to let God exalt us through the sacrifice of Jesus Christ, because he cares for you. We thank you so much for joining us today. If there's any way that we can help you further understand the Word of God, if you desire any studies, if you desire to reach out to us and have any questions about how to give your life over to God through the knowledge of the Scriptures, we want to encourage you to take part of those studies. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, and God bless.